guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagem. Okay guys, it's like really cold today in Dar. I don't know why it's so cold. So I'm wearing my like Zara cardigan that I got in Paris. I tend to wear it if it's like a bit chilly. I know you're like, okay, it's cold, but you can hear the AC unit in the background. I have to keep it in the background anyway, but it's cold by like Dar es Salaam standards. So I was like, I'm gonna put on this like cardigan. Today we have a phenomenal bait list from the Middle East. OMG, I am so excited for today's bait list. This one is just absolutely amazing. It is of course of the Constance 24 in a really desirable color. This one is absolutely phenomenal because I know I have a lot of supporters and viewers in the Middle East. Hi guys, love you so much. I just was like, whoa, to actually get a bait list. It's very rare that I hear from you guys in the Gulf region and hear about like the actual like spend. I tend to hear it maybe secondhand or through research. It's very rare that I hear from people in the Middle East directly who tell me exactly how much they spent. And one of my subscribers reached out to me and she graciously allowed me to share her story. So it is, like I said, of the Constance 24 in a very beautiful, desirable color that all of us would love, and with absolutely stunning hardware as well. And this is a 2022 offer, but it is a very detailed, and it's quite complex the way her offer came about, so I wanted to chat about it. You know, the Constance, like, remember how I told you in France, like, they call the Constance an iconic bag. Iconic bag is big H Hermes glyphics for a quota bag. So, of course, as you know, there are 3 quota bags from big H. The Birkin, of course, the Kelly, and the Constance. The Constance was, I think it was designed and launched in the 70s. It definitely has that, like, 70s vintage vibe. Okay, so in 2018, she starts her big H journey, but she is just shopping from the brand. She's not like trying to score a quota bag. She's not worried about Birkins or Kellys or Constances. She's just shopping from big H. In 2018, she buys a pair of shoes. Then in 2019, she carries on. She buys a Kelly belt. In 2020, she purchases a tie. In 2021, she buys some shoes in mink. By the way, I'm so jealous. I love Big H's mink shoes. I need to travel to Europe when they're in season, which tends to be like the winter months. And she also gets a very desirable non-quota bag. And she tells me here that the non-quota bag that she asked for, that's really desirable, she asked for the bag and was offered at the same time and on the same day, and that's really important because that is very rare for that specific location within the Middle Eastern region. And she's also confirmed here a few things which I've always heard about the Middle East. So first of all, leather bags don't count towards your BKC spend within the Middle East. So let's say you go and buy a Gypsier or you buy a Cinetic, it's not going to count for the quota offer. And another thing that she told me here that she thinks is really important for us to know is that it's really hard to get SAs in the different Middle Eastern boutiques to commit to working with you. When you ask for a card or ask for, you know, their contact details, they'll be like, oh, you know, just come into the boutique. You'll see me here anyway. You know, you don't need my contact details. What she told me is similar to what I have read in the Dubai thread on the Purse Forum for Big H. Like they really don't like to basically give out their contact information, and it's very hard to get their contact info, and they're very direct. So the Big H SAs in the different Middle Eastern boutiques across the different countries within the Gulf region tend to be quite direct, and they will tell you, look, like, this is what you need to do, girl. This is how much you need to spend. It's very similar to the Asian model. It's very refreshingly honest. Honestly, I have more respect for the way they operate in the Middle East and Asia versus how things operate in France and Europe and the US and Canada. I feel like it's just much more honest for the SA to say, look, girl, open your Pegasus purse, okay, show me some Pegasus money, go buy this, buy that, okay? So that is basically her sort of preliminary early days of her at Big H. Remember, these years when she is shopping and buying things from Big H, she's not trying to score a quota bag per se, okay? She's just buying because she likes the things. Now, this is where things start to change this year. So this year she buys like 2 pairs of shoes. She also buys some men's shoes as well. She buys another pair of shoes that are very desirable that a lot of you like, and she also buys her first piece of ready-to-wear, which is a sweatshirt. Then she asks for a Constance in a really nice leather, but she's told that the size that she likes isn't something that tends to come in, and then she doesn't hear back about that. Now, she gets told something super interesting about her profile, and this is what I want to tell you next. The essay then tells her that her profile looks good, but she needs to work on it a little bit more. This is Hermes Glyphics, as you know, Big H Glyphics, honey. Hermes Glyphics for, like, you know, you're doing well, you started well, but you need to spend more in order to get the offer. I love how they, you know, the essay is like, you know, work on it. Then she buys a bunch of other bits and bobs, such as she gets a card holder. She also gets another pair of shoes. She asks for the Constance in a specific size, but the size that she wants isn't there. And then they actually decide to offer her a Constance 18, but they offered her, essentially they offered her the Constance 18, but then she doesn't end up taking the Constance 18 because the size that she wants is the 24. She then carries on shopping. She gets a Rodeo, and then she also adds some homewares. So she gets like six cups that are for coffee, and then she gets 6 other cups as well. So that's from homewares. This is when then the offer comes through that essentially the Constance 24 has come through, and this is actually quite rare. The essay actually gives her the chance of choosing her color, because you know most of the time with quota bags, like they will just offer you the color and then you need to go and buy it. And yeah, then she gets the color, and she gets the bag offered to her. The bag is absolutely beautiful. I don't want to say the colors, I want to respect her privacy, but she showed me a picture of the bag. It is absolutely stunning. Honestly, when I saw the picture of her Constance, I can't lie, I did like just go on Google to be like, let me look at Constance's honey with gold hardware, because they're looking good, girl. I don't know why people, I feel like I've learned so much about the Constance, and I've grown to love the bag, and I would love to have a Constance bag as well in my collection. Once I get a Birkin Kelly from Paris, I would love to get a Constance as well. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, absolutely stunning. The spending ratio was 1.16 to 1. So I'll put that up because I feel like I've just butchered the way that's supposed to be said. 1.16 to 1 is the spending ratio. So let's chat about this offer. First of all, I think this is a great example of just kind of shopping but taking your time and not being too stressed by the process. She just started from 2018 to 2021. She's just shopping a few bits and bobs here and there. She gets a very desirable non-quota bag offer, really, really desirable. But you know, she's just shopping whenever she wants. She's not worried about trying to score. Then in 2022, when she decides that she wants to score, she's really buying the things that Big H wants to see. It's really important to note, though, that she is a citizen of the Middle Eastern country from where this offer came. Something that I have heard about the Big H boutiques in the Gulf region is that they do want to offer bags to citizens of the countries where the boutique is, and they definitely want to cultivate like a lot of local clients. So I do think that's why this was 1.16 to 1. If you're watching this and you're thinking you want to go to the Middle East to score a bag, if you're not from the Middle East, it's my understanding that that spending ratio wouldn't be for you. Like tourists would definitely end up paying more, and this is something that I've heard. For example, in another Facebook group, there is a woman who was offered a Constance in a Middle Eastern boutique as well. In a Middle Eastern boutique as well. I don't know why I can't speak today. And she went 3 to 1. and she went 3 to 1. Whereas here, my subscriber is from the Middle East, and she went 1.16 to 1. So there is something to be said for big H boutiques want to cultivate local clientele, and they're not. And if you are, you know, a citizen of a country in the Gulf region, and you want to build your like your history there for the Birkin, the Kelly, or the Constance, yes, of course, you're going to go 1 to 1. You know, there's no shadow of a doubt. You will be spending money, but I feel like for maybe like a larger Birkin or Kelly, or for example here like the Constance 24, it's not going to be a 2 to 1 situation because you are a citizen of the nation where that specific big H boutique is. This is not the like literally when I was reading this bait list, that's something that I thought, and this is something which I've seen many people from different Middle Eastern countries say that they really do want to have like more local clients who are shopping there. And something I've noticed about Big H is Big H really wants to cultivate local clientele in whichever country that Big H is in. Big H wants local clients to shop there, and that is something that I have noticed. So I just wanted to quickly just run through her purchases when she decides that she wants the Constance. You know, buying a lot of shoes, like the power of shoes, and buying that ready-to-wear piece when she gets the sweatshirt. I kind of feel like that's like a really cool ready-to-wear piece to add, because that is something which you can really use. Like you can use that for exercise, or you can use that just like, you know, just to wear a sweatshirt. It's a really, really, really good idea. And then, you know, she adds like the Rodeo, she adds homewares as well, because she gets a bunch of cups. And she's again adding shoes again, and she does buy like a men's piece as well and men's shoes. So this is a very I think a very concise bait list, but it's a bait list that shows that she can shop from different métiers. She doesn't buy fine jewelry, she doesn't buy a watch, but she did buy a lot of homewares, and she got a Rodeo, by the way, that's an exotic Rodeo, card holder, lots of shoes, and a ready-to-wear piece. I do think in this specific situation here, the ready-to-wear piece played a role. She also confirmed to me now she does actually have like an essay, because I was like, hey, you know, you did say that it's like hard to get essays and stuff, like what now? You know, do you have an essay? And she's like, yeah, now I do have an essay. We got the essay after buying a bunch of times with that essay, after seeing the essay in the boutique, but now she does have an essay, so that's really good. This was a phenomenal bait list. I was so intrigued because I think like a lot of the times, like whenever people talk about the Constance, like people forget that the Constance is actually really, really, really hard to get. I don't know why people, and in some ways it's like, I think even right now in Paris, like I haven't really heard of people being offered Constances at the moment, and they're making them, but they're really hard to get offered. I'm spending a lot of time on TikTok, learning about the Big H kind of subculture on TikTok. So I was watching a bunch of Hermes unboxings, and there was someone who was commenting in this like Hermes unboxing on TikTok and saying that their friend got offered an exotic Constance but declined it because the friend had purchased a Birkin 30 in process, and then now they haven't gotten an offer again. I was like, wow, exotic Constances are really rare. The person should have taken the offer, particularly if you like exotics. I feel like the sort of like accordion structure of the Constance lends itself to exotic leather, and it looks super beautiful. And the person like responded like, yeah, they should have taken the offer. So I think if you like structure, you like 70s style bags, you like bags that look kind of vintage, I feel like the bag could be for you. I am now a convert to the way the Constance is. I love the bag now. I didn't love it before, but I love it now. And it took me going to Paris in January to see the bag in person. I will never forget the Constance bag that actually really made me, that sold me on it. And I remember it was at FSH, and it was in Nata, and it had an exotic buckle. It was in this display case. I remember walking past it, I was like, oh my God, no way. Like that thing is so beautiful. I remember seeing a lizard Constance at Sevres in this really beautiful like electric blue. It's a very beautiful bag. I definitely think it's worth a look. If you're not sure about the bag, go to your local Big H boutique and ask if you can just try it on, because you should technically be able to try on all of the quota bags for size to see if you like the size. If you're not sure about the Constance, go. I know many people also talk about the buckle and say that the buckle is very flashy. To me, no one knows that that stands for Hermes, honestly, and no one cares. To be completely honest with you, I think a lot of the times, like Big H is just such a hot topic right now on luxury social media, but to be completely blunt, most people don't care. I mean, most people will not know that is a Constance bag. If anything, I feel like the Constance is in some ways more subtle and more discreet than the Birkin and the Kelly. Like the Birkin and the Kelly are quite recognizable at this point, you know, in terms of just like the shape and the structure of the bag. I wouldn't say the Constance is that recognizable. I would feel like if you were wearing a Constance and someone knew that that was a Big H bag, you know that person is part of the gang, you get me? You know that person's part of the team. Like, if they know, they know. You know, lots of people talk about quiet luxury. You know, I don't really care about labels with things like that. Just if you like it, you should get it. People are so obsessed with looking like, oh, you know, you shouldn't like be advertising brands for them. I mean, I don't understand the people who say that, because at the end of the day, even if you buy something very discreet, it's still a luxury brand. I think that this Constance offer was absolutely phenomenal. The bag is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. One of the most beautiful Constances I've ever seen. I was actually stunned by how stunning it was. I just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you so much to my subscriber for sharing. I know it is not easy to share, but we share so that we can support and help each other. You guys, you know how I feel about gatekeeping around Big H. I cannot stand it. I was actually thinking about this the other day. The Big H game doesn't actually bother me. Like, linked sales doesn't bother me. I've told you guys before, I like cars, I like watches. There's linked sales for Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche. You have to be allocated a Porsche, you know, if you're buying one brand new. Range Rover are now doing shenanigans as well. They want to know who is buying a brand new Range Rover and who you are, if you have a Land Rover from them, do you have a Defender, do you have a Velar, and all the rest of it. That stuff does not bother me. Big H is doing exactly what a lot of other luxury houses do. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the opacity around the gatekeeping around this brand. And to be honest, it is not Big H, and it's not Pegasus, it's not Hermes, Messenger God that's doing it. It is the clients who shop at the brand who want to gatekeep the house, because they feel like you have to like appreciate the craftsmanship, and you have to be a certain type of person, and you have to wear Big H scarves, and if you don't like Big H scarves, that means you don't really like Big H. I remember many moons ago getting a comment from someone who was like, you know, you don't like Big H scarves, so you can't really be into Big H because you don't like their silks. I'm like, guess what? Guess what, boo-boo? I do not like their silks. I don't like their scarves, but I don't like scarves anyway. I know that's their thing. That's great, but I like their exotics, okay? And I like their colors, but I'm really here for their exotics. Like, their exotics are the reason why I like this brand. And of course, Jean-Paul Gaultier designing the Shadow Birkin, and him being at the brand was like what got me exposed to Big H. I don't like their scarves, and you're not gonna make me like their scarves. You're not going to scarf shame me, boo-boo. Everyone likes Big H for their own reasons. So I think it's just super important for these videos to continue. For as long as you are comfortable sharing them with me, I will always respect your privacy. I will never reveal like where you are, but of course I do need to have like certain details. Like, I need to be able to say it's a Constance. I need to be able to say like the size of, in this case, it's the Constance 24, and the region that you're in at least, and to talk in relative detail so that people understand how it works. I would love to know what bags you guys are trying to get for the rest of the year from Big H. I would love to kind of chat to you guys as well about what are your plans for next year. I have huge news that I can't talk about yet because it's not confirmed. But you're going to see lots of fascinating content this month from me, this month, and next month as well. Please, please, please stick around. You don't want to miss out on my videos. Please turn on your notifications, because that's the best way to basically stay up to date with what I'm doing. And please make sure you go follow me on my luxury Instagram and also my luxury TikTok. And of course, go join the Facebook group. It's I can't speak today, I'm sorry. It's linked below. Okay, so go join the group. I'd love to see you there. Go join the group and be like, and write a post saying hello. Kagem said I should join. Okay, everyone's going to welcome you there. Okay, so go join it. I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to know what you think about this bait list. A massive thank you again to my subscriber for being so generous to share. I can't wait to go to Paris this autumn so I can share mine. Hopefully I'll be successful. Paris, honey, Paris is a mess. Okay, it's a raggedy mess over there. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I've been posting stories about the tea from Paris. I've been posting like lots of tea. If you follow the group, you know as well, so go join those socials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video.